Welcome back, everybody.
We're rolling.
2 Off the Clock. I'm Alex.
I'm Cory.
And we're so back. We do not have a guest this week, but
It's true.
we still have things to talk about.
Yeah, I'm back. From my hiatus.
From
my
your,
one
from
episode.
your temporary slumber.
Yeah, my 1 episode hiatus. I'll give you some inside baseball. I didn't wake up. I went to bed at a very early hour that day. My sleep schedule has been pretty bad. And then also my phone, I fell asleep watching a YouTube video as I normally do. And instead of my phone being plugged into the charger, I guess it wasn't plugged in all the way. Like, you got to finagle with the cord a little bit. So my phone died and I didn't get any of Alex's calls or his or like my alarms. And so I just slept until like 2 p.m.
Dude, I legitimately thought like an EMP went off at your apartment building, because what I always do if I'm trying to get in contact with you, usually I tell you the night before, just so, because I know, listen, sometimes Monster Hunter is calling, you know?
It's true. The wilds were calling.
You got to put in the time. But usually I give you the day before notice. I forgot to do that, so that's on me. But I call your phone, go straight to voicemail, and I'm like, that's weird. I text you on Discord. You don't respond. It's okay. I call Rodell, his roommate, friend of the pod.
Yep.
I call him. He goes straight to voicemail.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, so either they both decided that they hate me like forever and ever, or their apartment complex exploded.
Yeah, okay, but people were talking. Okay, first off, we have gotten like a mini EMP at Bellarmine.
Seriously?
It's so annoying. Our internet goes out like at least twice a day. And I got an email from the front desk people, and they were like, "Yeah, we're looking into it." Bro, what do you mean we're looking into it? Call Spectrum, man. Yeah. Like, threaten them. I don't know what you have to do. It's been so annoying. So,
I mean, they definitely have leverage.
Yeah, so slight EMP, but it was mostly my fault. But we can blame it on the EMP. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, we have no guest. I'm upset that I missed the guest last week. I was very excited to talk with them.
It was a pretty solid episode. We just talked about, for those of you who haven't seen the last episode, this is the part where I put a little card above that links you to that episode. We talked about reputation and the importance of, establishing a good reputation. We talked about musicians, some who've suffered severe aura loss.
Oh, yeah?
Doobie.
Oh, yeah.
We went into that a little bit.
Yeah.
But a few things related to that, so check out that episode if you want to hear us talk about that. We talk about that, I talk about that with our presidents of AMA. And speaking of AMA, this is the AMA podcast if you clicked on it, we are going to be looking for a new director of podcast because I'm graduating.
Yeah, I'm also graduating in summer.
So starting in the fall, we're going to be looking for a new director of podcast. If you're interested, show up to any of our general body meetings, show up to our marketing committee meeting. You can talk to me, you can talk to anybody, and we can see if we can slide you into the role, because someone's going to have to take up this chair when I'm gone.
Yeah, speaking of filling roles, we've lost a brave soldier. Yeah. Our guy in the chair, the lady behind the camera, Kennedy, is now no longer with us. She is very much alive and is very much thriving. She got a job. She got a really good job. That's conflicting with the times, and so she won't be able to help us anymore. But much love out there to Kennedy.
Hey, if you're watching, we appreciate you, Kennedy, for everything that you've done. Logistics are slightly harder. I'm not the best with... Okay, so the podcast studio that is here at USF, like the Bulls Media podcast studio that we're recording in, great resource if you want to book it. Just please don't mess with our time slots.
Yeah.
But it runs on a Mac computer, and I'm a Windows guy, like, through and through.
Me too.
The last time I had a Mac was when I was, like, 10, and it was like the family computer that my dad got, because my dad, back in the day, my dad was so like Apple pilled. He was like,
a lot of people were, though. Yeah,
he was like, okay, we're gonna get Mac computers, and we're gonna have only Apple devices. You're gonna have an iPod Touch, and we're gonna have an Apple TV in the house, and we're gonna do this, and all the systems are gonna talk to each other. It's so awesome. Nowadays, by the way, my dad doesn't even have an iPhone anymore. Like, he uses a Google Pixel.
Your dad's based.
Okay, but like, I don't want to be a shill for the brand, but like, the iPhone is just better.
Nah, bruh.
Blue bubble check?
Honestly, they're just painted. Like, there's no reason. That's actually a good... I don't know if we've ever talked about this on the podcast.
I don't know if we did, yeah.
But that is a good topic, is like the sort of fake rivalry that still exists between like Apple and Samsung or Android or Google Pixel or any of these, because they have been able to do not green bubbles, like blue and green bubbles forever.
Mm-hmm.
And the only person that still wants them is Apple, because it's still like it's a part of their positioning.
It's a competitive advantage.
Yeah, it's part of their positioning.
Even though it's
for the
so
brand.
stupid, where it's like, my bubbles are green, your bubbles are blue.
Yeah, I never really cared. The things that are really annoying are like airdrop. Like people can't airdrop me stuff, which dude, that happened to me recently in class. I didn't want to buy the textbook for this class. And so I thought I was going to get to go through the whole thing without buying the textbook, and I was pretty darn close. But for one of the assignments, the professor was like, yeah, no, you have to use these examples, exact examples, like the bullet points from the book, from the examples they give you in the book. And I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, maybe I can find them somewhere. I'm looking around, and then I'm like, I got a bright idea. And I lean to the guy next to me, and I go, hey, so my thing's like loading, and it's like super buffering, and so like, could I just get a picture of the things from you? And he was like, I'm trying to find somebody that has the textbook. And I was like,
just cutting through all the fake veneer of like,
and I was like, word, yeah. And then he leans over to like the guy next to him, and then gets it from him, and I was like, so you trying to help a brother out and slide
get
the
the
picture?
supply chain moving.
Yep.
You know?
And so he's like, yeah, let me airdrop it. And I was like, nah, I'm good on that. Give me your phone number. Because he needed to send them to me.
I'll say, like, the thing that I notice about, like, so many people have, like, MacBooks.
Yes.
And you cannot pay me to get a MacBook.
Dude, I don't know why. They, like...
Okay. The one thing that I see about it that I like is that I can access my text messages from my computer, which is nice. And airdropping stuff is easier because like the system connects faster. But like still,
I have a Discord server for that.
Exactly.
I got the echo chamber.
A group chat for myself where I just post like if there's a picture I want that's on my phone and I want to bring it to my computer or vice versa. I just send it up through the pipeline. But
and the compression's not even bad from Discord
to
from Discord to like downloading on your computer. Unlike the compression from sending from an iPhone to an Android. No, it's so falsely inflated.
It's intentional.
It's so bad, bro. But the reason
Android quality.
The reason I said I almost got away with it is because he sent me the pictures, but they were literally unreadable because of the compression. So I dropped $55 on the textbook because I was like, I can't be asked to ask the guy to my left after the guy to my right. And so that's what happened. But it's fine. Honestly, it's all worth it for the Android's like third-party APK files that you can run on your phone. I don't pay for any music subscription. Am I incriminating myself? I don't think so.
Hypothetically, in a video game in Minecraft, you don't pay for any music. Well,
it's true.
Hey, if you watch stuff on YouTube, you're not paying for it.
That's also true.
It's true.
I have an app that accesses the YouTube API, and I can listen to whatever. And also, I have an app for all my manga.
Ooh,
so
that's nice.
It's all in one place. It gets it from a bunch of different extensions. It's like if you were reading it on like a website, but there's no ads. There's no ads, and you can update your entire library whenever you want.
That's super nice.
Updates. It's very sick.
Yeah. See, usually with like the use cases that I would have for stuff like that, it's like I just go to the website and I because I pay for NordVPN. We're not sponsored. We're
not sponsored, but we really, really wish we were.
If we were, then that'd be a crazy bad.
How awesome would that be?
But I got by one of the YouTube people who was like, today's sponsored NordVPN.
Yeah, get a 2-year subscription.
Yeah, get a 2-year subscription. You can connect to this many countries. You can watch Netflix, but like you're in Japan, so it has anime. Oh my god.
Guy who's definitely never pirated every piece of media he's ever watched.
Hypothetically,
in a Minecraft video
hypothetically,
game.
in Minecraft, in a video game, the thing I use NordVPN for, and we're listing too many features, so it's like we're sponsored, but we're not.
Yeah, this is just good branding.
This is just me putting people on. I pay I think I paid like $100 for a 2-year, 2.5-year subscription or something because they like give the free extra months or whatever.
Yeah.
But through doing that, I get access to obscuring my IP address in case I hypothetically wanted to do something like download movies or download music or download whatever. Hypothetically, if I wanted to do that, I could.
It's true.
Who's to say if I do? But that's super nice.
They can't stop us all.
Yeah. And then also they can't stop us all. And then also for like the I don't read manga, but like for comic books, because I'm reading the new Ultimate Spider-Man stuff.
Yeah.
And I was reading last semester I was reading a lot of Invincible, which season 3 is coming out right now.
I have finished season 2.
What are your thoughts?
It was excellent. They got me, man. Like sorry, we're gonna get
spoilers for Invincible. Timestamp is gonna be on screen if you're watching on video form. We're not talking about it anymore.
Yeah. I was very surprised by the Angstrom Levy stuff. I didn't think he was gonna break like Mark's mom's arm.
That's crazy.
When he broke her arm, I like audibly gasped in my bed. I went, "Oh my!"
It's so brutal.
Yeah,
he's so rude. And then Oliver's sitting there crying.
Yeah, man. Oh my god, the scene where Mark takes him to the desert and just beats the life
out of him.
Yeah. Just beats him just to death, straight up, and then was like, "Why did you do this? You weren't ever gonna beat me. Like, I thought you were stronger. Like, I didn't want to kill you."
It's one of the coolest moments I've seen like in a comic book, because it's just like, dang, he really went beast mode on him.
Yeah.
He ain't even like that.
And then I knew something was wrong with Cecil from day one, frame one, A1. I knew something was wrong about you. Never trust the government man in the suit that can teleport. And when Mark gets into it with him, and he gets the frequency in his head that makes him all messed up, and then he overcomes it, or it gets turned off, and then he grabs Cecil and says, "I will never work for you again."
Okay. I don't think Cecil was that in the wrong. I think it's unethical, but also there's like a planet of alien demigods that you have no defenses for, and if they just choose to overthrow the government, which Omni-Man was trying to do, then you just have to like surrender your entire planet. I think he's in the right for trying to find counter defenses. It's not ethical because Mark is on his side. But
yeah, no, I mean, even if you're talking in a practical sense, you need to nurture Mark and have a good faith relationship with Mark. I mean, we were seeing positives from his training that was like, paid for by Cecil, tracked by Cecil, done the entire thing by Cecil. And they were, even like Mark and Cecil were bantering back and forth. Like there was an established relationship, but you have to, like, I understand after Omni-Man, you don't want to repeat the same mistakes by just letting him do whatever. Yeah. But you have to show, like an act of good faith, and putting a device, like a bomb in his head, is probably not the way you do it.
I think he blew up a little too fast, because like he was getting freaked out because, Mark's coming in with like why are you hiring Darkwing? Why do you have these Reanimen?
Yeah.
But I think de-escalation should have been a lot better.
Yeah, Cecil can teleport.
Yeah.
Just go away. Like he's ever gonna catch you. What? It didn't make sense. And now he's lost. He's lost the actual greatest defense for Earth.
Yeah. And surely nothing's gonna come to Earth that's gonna threaten the planet.
It's true. No, he played his hand too early, but enough speaking about Invincible. This is what people watch.
Invincible spoilers over. Season 3 is great though. And it's still coming out. The next episode I think drops tomorrow night.
Something like that. Yeah. It's episode 7, right?
Episode 7. Seven's gonna be a big one. So looking forward to that. But we were talking about earlier about I said the word supply chain, and it flashed me back to our GBM speaker who we had this week. You weren't there. He was actually really good.
I believe you.
Yeah. Our GBM speaker was talking about the importance of building like marketing personas, building buyer personas in marketing.
Okay.
So that you can understand who you're selling to. But like outside of that, like he was just really good at keeping us engaged with the speaker. His name's on screen. I'm always terrible with names. But he was pretty chill. And he was just like, yeah, it's really hard in marketing to justify your job. And you have to make sure that you're able to like translate to your boss that, hey, like I'm bringing you this many sales. If you just come to your boss like, hey, I did all these marketing personas, he's going to be like, why do I care?
Why should I care?
Money. So it was just a lot of like good practical advice about just the field of marketing. And he's pretty young too. Like he just graduated from USF with his master's from the graduate program like last year.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah. I've heard a lot of back and forth about buyer personas, specifically from like my marketing communications management professor. Shout out Carol Osborne. And she is like, yeah, they don't do this. Like, yeah, they don't do this. This is weird. Like, they're naming them like, this is this is Tina and this is Tom or whatever. And she's like, these are stupid and they make you do them in class, but I'm not, like, I've never seen them be done or be useful in the field. But she's also in advertising. She's not necessarily like in raw marketing.
Yeah, my understanding is it's a sort of new gen thing to try and understand, like, the thing that the guest speaker was harping on was it's important to understand what it is exactly that your customer wants and what your customer needs. And it's your job to explain to them how the product that you're selling, like, he sells wipes. Like wipes for commercial businesses.
Sure.
Like, he sells to a bunch of super big chain restaurants. Like, his company does that.
Yep.
And it's his job to talk to the hiring manager, the decision maker, or not the hiring manager, but whoever the decision maker is at that place, and be like, hey, here's why you would want to switch to my wipes.
You have to convey the value proposition to the person that actually ends up making the sale. And I just learned about that in professional selling too. Oh, yeah. We just had to write a bunch of mock emails for exactly that.
Yep. Yeah, professional selling is like a really good class at telling you how to do that stuff. But basically, it's like you are trying to use the buyer personas in order to understand what your target market, your target buyer is.
Yeah.
And you're trying to see, like, okay, so there's, for example, the podcast. Type of people who would be, let's come up with some personas for the podcast. Who listens to the podcast?
Sure. Female in AMA.
Okay. Female person in AMA, probably college aged, probably interested in finding something to listen to while they do homework or something like that.
Or, doing job interviews. Stuff like
trying to gain a bit of information. And then there's maybe like parents who are listening because,
hey, Mom.
because they know one of us, or like their kid is in AMA and they want to know what's going on with that. So that's the demographic. Maybe professors or something like that.
People who I guess when we have like more professional guests on.
Exactly.
People who want to learn more about these people.
Exactly.
Like people in their circles.
Yeah. So we have to come up with different ways in order to try and like reach them. This is going more into the inside baseball, but I figured that'd be a bit of a theme for today is going into the inside baseball stuff.
Yeah.
And it's also, this week is going to be harder for editing, especially because I'm going out of state.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
So today's Wednesday that we're recording this. We usually record on Wednesdays. And from Thursday to Sunday, I'm going to be in New York City.
Yeah. The Big Apple, man.
Yep. Going out of town with some friends. One of my friends, he moved to New York after graduating USF, and he works at this restaurant. And he said, hey, come by my restaurant. Couple rounds of drinks are on me.
Wow.
So it's going to be a great night. That Saturday night, we're going to have a great time.
What a nice guy, man.
Yeah, but it's going to be slightly harder to edit this because I'm probably going to have to do it end of day today. Usually I do it
you just do it like
it's like
Saturday
a weekend
or
project.
Sunday. Yeah,
it's like a weekend project, which also, other thing, video watchers, you might notice something a little different about the video. All of our videos to this point have been, when you see them on YouTube, they're super washed out. They're super overexposed.
Oh, really?
And I finally figured out how to fix that.
Hey, how'd you do that?
It's there's a setting when you're converting iPhone footage to Premiere Pro, which we record on an iPhone. It's my phone that's sitting up there.
Yeah.
Recording this thing right now. But basically, it's just about like how the program interprets the colors that are coming from like the iPhone camera.
Okay.
And there's just a setting I have to tweak, and it was always bugging me because it looks fine on my phone. The lighting looks great. It looks fine in the editing room.
Yeah.
But then when I export, it ends up super overexposed.
Yeah.
So we're probably not going to go back and like fix all the previous episodes because re-uploading is a hassle.
Yeah. Also, you have limited like drive space.
Yeah.
And stuff.
Although I do have all the old video files on my computer still, so I could do it if I want to. But from now on, no more overexposure.
Whoopee.
We're lit amazingly.
Yeah.
You can see every pore of our skin. It's beautiful.
For better or for worse.
For better and for worse.
Yeah, I am learning more about lighting, and the thing that's teaching me that is Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter Wilds. Because the game is incredible. Gameplay is very good. I'm having a great time with the game, but the actual like technical product of the game needs a lot of work. Yeah. It doesn't run well on a lot of machines, and also like the graphics are weird, or there's certain like glitches, or sometimes all your colors are washed out. Other times like everything looks like a polygon. And I'm watching these people do fixes for it. And it's like, okay, so open your local files and then go into the config file and then look for this line. And then, there's resolution is actually spelled wrong in the config file. I'm like, Capcom made this? Capcom made this?
They're the Street Fighter guys, but like,
yeah,
come on.
And so that's how I'm understanding how like actual lighting works, because I realized literally everything in my game was super washed out. I thought all the sand was supposed to look like that. And it was supposed to be like orange, and it looked like beige or almost like, yeah.
And now everything's back to being vibrant and
it's
beautiful
true.
and amazing.
It's true. It's beautiful.
Yeah, I'll say fiddling with settings, especially like any sort of software, any sort of anything. And I noticed this specifically like when it's the guest speaker who came the week before that. The week before this past Tuesday was another guest speaker who she works in like she sells education programs to schools. And her company almost got like acquired by Microsoft.
Wow.
Not Microsoft. It was Microsoft or Google.
That would have been a
bag. She said she got offered like $100 million to sell her company.
Yeah.
But she didn't because she was she believed in it. Like she didn't want to sell out to big company and then they shut her company. She actually believed in what she was doing. So she wanted to keep it going so that they wouldn't like ruin the product.
Oh, so do you think it was sort of we're going to buy you just to like outbuy competitors?
That's what she was saying.
Okay.
They were going to do.
Dude.
Yeah.
$100 million?
$100 million.
If you showed me what that even looked like, there's no yeah, sure, you can have it. It's yours.
Yeah.
Bro. Give me the money.
But one of the things that she was talking about is a lot of people, because she hires a lot of interns. She has a bunch of marketing interns.
Oh, for real?
She has a bunch of marketing interns working for her right now. And she was talking about like a lot of the people that she'll interview or that she'll hire and bring on for internships say that they're like super skilled in all these things. And then they show up and they don't know how to use the programs that they said they were going to use.
Everyone lies, man.
Everybody lies. But it's frustrating on her end as like a hiring person, which is an interesting perspective to have, because like the thing that we've been told and the thing that we also just do is we over-exaggerate our accreditations.
There's no reason not to. I get it. It's probably got to suck. Maybe she needs a couple of interns to start training the rest of the interns. But you're not going to you're not going to get people to stop lying.
Yeah, what she was talking about though was like someone has on their resume that like they're super certified in this certain program or whatever.
Yep.
So she pays for the license for the program. And then they either don't use the program, or they're using it but they're not using it effectively, or they don't even know what they're doing and they have to like Google things every 2 seconds, but they're not even doing that right. So it's like there's a level when it comes to getting hired where you have to embellish a little bit and you have to lie a little bit, but like also maybe be honest with yourself about what you're going to end up doing in the job, and like if you're going to have to use this, maybe actually put the effort into being good at using things. You know?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's tough when you got 1 billion interns.
Yeah.
But you also almost sold your company for $100 million.
That's true. So she doesn't even have a 1 billion interns. She has like 5.
Yeah, she's doing something right though.
Yeah. Yeah. It was honestly, I knew she would be a good guest speaker because she said that she used to work as a teacher.
There you go.
And a lot of building an effective presentation isn't even about the content. It's just about like how well are you able to command the room.
Yeah, definitely.
And
also, how much time did you put into your slide deck that you made last night, or 45 minutes before getting here?
Yeah, and one of the things she was saying is like she was sort of getting meta with it, where she was like, okay, so these are my slides. I want you guys to point out what's wrong with my slides, because this was the initial slide deck that I brought to like pitch my company to investors.
Oh, that's cool.
And I want you guys to like point out what's wrong, where the flaws are.
No, I would have really liked that.
Yeah,
I love doing like website analysis or like any kind of thing like that.
You gotta pull up
analysis.
More GBMs because we're on a hot streak right now.
That's kind of cool. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of her as Red Bottoms lady because she was wearing red bottoms. It was so cool.
Yeah.
Who works for a company we could not name. Actually, there's a red dot on my forehead. I literally couldn't name it. There would be something. My head would just do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she had first off a really good slide deck for the most part, except for her text, which was way too small.
Yeah.
But she was a great speaker. And then the next one was really good. And then you said the most recent one was also pretty good.
Yes. So we got great speakers at AMA.
Yeah.
At our general body meetings, 4:45 on Tuesdays at BSN 225.
Yep.
I'm gonna plug it again later when we're finishing up the episode. But
definitely.
We got some good speakers. And also we're doing like auditing right now.
What?
Within AMA.
That's bad. I've been embezzling a lot.
Basically, they're just the executive people are trying to figure out like the people who are showing up to committee meetings, are they actually doing things? And I know that I'm safe because, like, it speaks for itself. Chess speaks for itself.
I mean,
yeah.
And I'm the assistant director of the director of podcasts.
But also, you're not at the marketing meeting, so it's like they can't even like audit you for real.
Get mad, man.
You're off the books, bro.
Get mad, man.
Yeah. One of the other things that we're doing is we're working on onboarding for, and that's the other reason why I'm plugging like next director of podcast, is we're making onboarding documents for the next person to.
Why do we not have that?
So there was one.
Okay.
I was given one when I came into the position. It was just like, here are your expectations. Here are all the passwords to everything that you're gonna need.
Dude, that's so nice.
Yeah, and it's like here are here's an example of like the scheduling thing that I did, and like if you ever need help, here's my contact information so you can reach out to me from our previous director of podcasts.
That's great.
That was great.
Was it just on the director of that committee to do that, or was it like a standard? Oh,
it was. So Haley is the best.
Shout out Haley. Actually, for real. Shout out Big Haley.
Shout out Big Haley. We have another episode with her that's also on our channel, so check that out. But Haley's the best, and she was like, okay, every single person in the marketing committee is going to make a onboarding document for the next person in their position so that we have like really, really good continuity and we don't explode as organization when
like the minute most of the people that graduate. Okay,
exactly.
I'll write my onboarding document, don't worry.
Yeah. I've been adding to the one where it's just like, hey, I edit all the audio in Audacity, so here are the presets I use to make the audio sound good. I said I'm making a folder within your like podcast email because every AMA director gets like their own email. And I'm making a folder with a Premiere profile for one of the episodes and also all the files that went into it. So like if you want to use that as a basis to copy it over, like if you want the same intro, then here's how it came out in Premiere Pro. If you want the same whatever, then just do it like this. And I'm being like, hey, coordinate with your other directors, ask people early instead of waiting to get guests because otherwise you're not going to be able to get guests. Just trying to give a bunch of good advice.
Yeah, no, I mean, that sounds great. The next person is definitely standing on the shoulders of giants for sure off that one. That sounds like a really, I very much like those kind of onboarding documents or rubrics or whatever. Speaking of which, in my class, there's a lack of that. My marketing communications class, I am in a group with Kennedy actually.
Oh, hey.
And I don't understand what I'm supposed to do in my role.
Talk about it.
I am I'm like one of the creative strategists. There's two. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do. And like the account manager or the person that's like running our thing, I don't think has been very clear about where I'm supposed to put things or what I'm supposed to do or what I'm supposed to put in like the group Google Doc or something. I have a bunch of ideas written down. Like I basically have like the idea for the campaign and like the face of the campaign and like the story I'm trying to convey, but I literally just don't know where to put it. Like the Google Doc has it's got like a edit log too, which is actually pretty cool.
Yeah. Shout out Google Docs for doing that.
That's helpful. But it's literally like our names and then like 4 or 5 bullet points I think Kennedy has put, and I was like, do I get to do bullet points or do I have to?
And there's no like guide, there's no like style guide on Canvas or anything like that.
Not really. It's mostly just we gotta do this. It's USF Athletics is the client.
Okay.
Which I'm rolling my eyes very hard at. I really didn't want to do that client because the thing is you can't say or do anything about the product.
Okay.
In this assignment, you have to just work with what you have and like try to change the perception on it. But USF Athletics doesn't have a product.
Bro, it's just our football team. Which is the best football team ever.
Which is an okay football team.
And our baseball team, which keeps getting trounced by UCF. This one girl I'm talking to keeps sending me graphics anytime that UCF beats USF at football, or not football, at baseball. And I'm like, hey, pull up that basketball score.
Yeah, cherry picking the craziest stats ever. Yeah, what about our wiffle ball team?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's annoying. Like, I just don't know. I just don't know what to do. Yeah. But it's okay. The idea that I have is USF has like we have like 9 Olympic athletes that go here. Yeah, right? You didn't know.
That's crazy. Why are we not advertising that more?
Exactly. So they want something like that. But they don't really like. None of them are for the U.S. They're all for like other countries, but they're here training. And so the idea that I have is like we have a very new indoor training facility, like a really expensive indoor training facility. So there's that, and also the angle that I'm going for is NFL stadium games at a college price because we play in Raymond James.
That's good.
There's that. And then the face idea I have for the campaign is there's one USF alum who is a gold medalist.
Okay.
And she was on the women's soccer team for Canada in 2020.
Okay.
And got the gold. And then she was on New Zealand's women's soccer team, which I didn't know you could switch countries.
Yeah. She's got that like triple citizenship or something like that.
For the 2024 Olympics, she was in New Zealand. I don't think she won anything, but I want that lady.
Okay.
That lady's the story. That's the story I want to tell. Is she went to USF, she trained here, she did this, and then more importantly, she went home. She went home, and it's okay. Like, it's fine. She went home and got it for her country. Because we have a huge diverse group of people
There's
on
so many
campus.
international students.
Yeah, we have so many international students. And so I want to play into that. That's the idea I have, but I just can't put it on paper, or I don't know where I'm supposed to put it on paper.
I think, and this is RA brain talking, office hours, every professor has office hours, and if you want to just like drop in during your office hours and talk to your professor and be like, hey, what do I do for like style? Like, they're legally obligated to listen to you. So
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the idea I have for that campaign. I don't know if we'll end up running it. I don't know what the other creative strategist lady has thought of yet, but I did a lot of research, and so I like my idea so far. But mostly the problem is like they want USF athletics to be more popular, and you either have to be good at athletics or it needs to be accessible, and there are neither of those. We're not particularly good at anything.
Yeah.
Our football's our best and our biggest, but it's still not like,
like we can advertise we won the bowl game in Hawaii, but like
yeah,
that's about it.
And then accessibility, we don't have a stadium on campus.
Yeah.
We're building one. But that's going to take like 2 more generations of students for it to finish.
We'd have to like center around the Yingling Center, which I think hosts our basketball team.
Correct. But football's more like integral to the USF athletics brand than basketball is. That's what people like mostly care about. And so I don't get to say anything about accessibility. Like if I was like, okay, run a promotion where we take a bunch of the Bull Runner buses, or we take a bunch of buses, and we advertise like the F out of it. And it's like, hey, these go to Raymond James. These are free for students. Free students. Come see Raymond James. Free students.
Go to the game. Free student.
Yeah.
Come game.
Then I think I would like that. But unfortunately, that's not exactly what I'm allowed to do. So I'm frustrated.
That's tough. That is frustrating. I don't even remember what I did for my marketing communications class because I definitely had a similar assignment. I feel like that was one of those classes where like I sat and had it online and did basically nothing because I had this big group project and I added a few things like in the end of it. I was a terrible group mate in that class.
Dude, I'm a terrible group mate right now for my international marketing project.
Oh, do you have to do the simulation?
No, man, I don't even know, man. I'm in a group.
Is it online or in person?
It's online.
Okay. Then different than me.
It's in a group, but I was like, I'm in a group, but I've never gotten any like communication from my group. Like,
no one sent you like a group me link or anything like that?
They did. I missed it. They sent it on January 17th. I'm not in the group me. So I am gonna join the group me. I have 2 exams this week, so I'm like, I'm very stressed on time. But I'm gonna join the group me, and then I'm gonna be like, my bad, guys.
You know what? This is personal growth because you're like one of the most anti-group me people I think I know.
Yeah, I hate doing group me's, but for like projects, I hate being that guy.
Yeah.
I hate being that guy.
You hate being that guy more than you hate group me.
Yeah, for sure.
So
I hate being that guy in group projects. Normally, I'm very anti-group project or like 2 people, 3 people maximum. We have like 5 or 6 in that group as well. So I'm worried that I'm gonna get there and be like, okay, guys, I'm ready to do whatever I'd like, whatever you need me to do. And they're gonna be like, we already did it all. We already did it all, and you're getting a 0. I'm worried about that, but it's okay.
Yeah, I get around that by just trying to be like the most charming person ever. It happened with my sports marketing and social media class, because in my sports marketing and social media class, there was a group project we had to do where we picked a certain organization. For us, it was the English Premier League.
Okay.
And we had to make this presentation, just going over like one of their advertising campaigns and just an overview of like what they are, what they do, what their mission statement, values, all that sort of thing is. And on both of the days where we were hopping in a Teams call to like discuss the assignment and do the assignment, I'm farming,
lulz. I'm farming.
Yeah, I was not there. I was seeing a movie on one of the days, and then I could have joined the call, but I didn't. And the other day I was like, I think out doing something. But what I'm doing in the group chat is I'm being like, you guys are awesome.
Comedy merchant.
Yeah, this is the greatest day ever. Hey, when we're in class, I'm sitting there, I'm doling out fist bumps aggressively.
They love that. Love that.
I'm presenting and I'm hyping everybody up. And sometimes you just need the hype guy. That's how you get jobs.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that
personality hire.
That's the other thing that the guy who was talking last week was talking about, is like, he was saying, if you want to get to the C-suite in any sort of job, if you want to get to like a super high executive level, the easiest pathway is usually for marketing people, because marketing and sales is a very like people-centric business where you're dealing with a lot of like personal connections.
Yeah.
And the way that you move up in the rankings is you show that you have good people skills. And good people skills will always edge out over like basically any other skill. If you have two equally competent workers and one is better with people than the other, then you're always going to hire the person who's better with people. So,
but I think we are running low on time.
That's what I was thinking too.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're going to start getting back on the clock. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave a rating if you want to. If you don't, then...
Yeah, if you're a regular listener, hit the bell so that you get a notification when the new episodes drop on Monday at noon most times.
Yes, Monday at noon most times, unless I screw up. But also show up to our general body meeting, which is in BSN 225 at 4:45 p.m. on Tuesdays. That is BSN 225 at 4:45 on Tuesdays, where we have our general body meeting, which is immediately followed by our marketing meeting, where if you want to meet with us and get involved in AMA more, you can do that. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.